Hi, this is Bobby Klein. I'm the translator and the interpreter of the I Ching. This is a New Earth I Ching, easy to understand, easy to put to use. It's an oracle, 3,000 years of wisdom wrapped up in this. So sit back, take a breath. If you've got a question in your mind, ask it. If not, just hang in and you'll get some answers. And that's what this is all about. The I Ching, they say, is the book of change, and it is, but it's also the book of answers. All right. Tune in. Drop in. Time for us to gather together. Time to find the way in, not the way out. As we honor in ceremony the 5 directions, we look and honor the east. We look and honor the west. We look as we honor inside. Yeah. A message from the Oracle this week. Powerful ones in times like these. The I Ching kind of always hits it for me. I know from y'all out there, I know it does for many of you as well. Hey, listen, send me some notes about how it plays in your life, these readings every week. I'd love to read from you, and I'll answer you. I'd love to see where it's going. With the Oracle, we're consulting the Oracle. And as you go into an Oracle, as you're going into sortilege, whether it's the cards or the shells or the crystals or the I Ching, some of the old ways, you need to have a question. So think about this. What is your question? About your life, about relationship? About the state of the world, about your work, whatever it is, your health maybe. Tune into it. As old Tim Leary said, tune in and drop out. Well, a little late for dropping out, but we can keep it going. So this week, there we are. This week, what do we get? This week we get gathering together. And boy, it's time for that. Number 45, Ts'ui, gathering together. Above is lake and below is the earth. Think about that. Think about a lake floating above the earth. What does that tell us, right? Wild. This week, the wisdom says, bring hearts and minds together because there is a great task ahead. Join together in community with love and humility, and that's it. Whether you're a leader or you're part of the group or moving there, humility. Humility begets love. Love begets humility as we move. So many of the Native American shamans ask this question before they go to work with somebody. First, where are you living? So ask your question now. Where are you living? Next is, what are you doing? Next is, what are your relationships? Next, are you in the right relation? Next, where's your water? Hey, and that's a question we're going to be asking a lot. Where is our water? We can think about that as a metaphor, but it's real. The earth doesn't have enough fresh water. And there's something going on, there's a lot of the population is shifting and, the people are going nomadic to try to find the water. It's always been like that. So where is your water? Think about that. Where is your source is what we're talking about. These are questions that tribal elders would ask you at this point in your journey to coming home, to the true self that is your authentic self. your real self, coming in free of doubt and free of shame. Look to what you've gained and accomplished, and come to ritual. Come to ritual for sure, without giving quarter to anything or anyone. Deconstruct what got you here alive, inspired, and engaged. And when you look at it, you're going to see, where does your strength reside? Where does your commitment reside, right? It's important for us to know that. I mean, we can have it. We can say, man, I'm really filled with desire, passion. Where's it coming from? It's important that we know that, right? Because remember, we're talking about nurturing the soul, nurturing the soul. Hey, that's what this retreat at Esalen is about in May 15th, 16th. It's about nurturing the soul, right? You're going to hear more about that. All right, so we come now to the rest of the hexagram that says, the call of your inner wisdom asks you to look at your thoughts and motivations, right? Because that's what we're talking about. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What motivates you? So look at it, and you're taking stock now, right? You're taking stock. And what we're getting and what we're seeing is that it's time to be sincere. As you assess what's going on with you and going on in your life, it's sincerity that counts right now. It's asking you to look deep within. If you choose a path so you will look good to others, or that it might allow you to mingle with the desired group, be cautious. Be cautious, as movements of that type will lead to a wounding that will be difficult, sometimes impossible to heal. That's giving yourself away. For what? For why? Don't give yourself away. Leadership need not be in the arrival of the warrior on the white horse with flags flying, though at times this flash can be useful. However, the leadership that the oracle is rendering here is that of being the leader from within. Might be with your family, relationships, business, your spiritual journey, your health. Your role is not to create a commonality of thought and action, got that? But to encourage strong individuality, remaining true to your truth and adhering to the highest standards of integrity and of compassion. So that's where we're walking. We're walking towards this place where we are finding our fellows. We're finding the fellow pilgrims that we're walking with. And when you are a leader, it's not about issuing orders or setting limits, although you got to be awake, and sometimes people got to know what to do, but you got to do it with gentleness, right? With humility. On setting limits, rather lead by encouragement, working together for the common good. Hey, you know just who I'm talking to, right? It's getting people to be with you, work with you. It might be in your family, could be in your community, but you got to come in gentle, right? Come in gentle, like a beautiful dragonfly. Comes in, touches down to the water, drinks a little bit, and moves on, right? There's a book called Sun Tzu, and there was a general called Sun Tzu. From about 722 to 481 BC. It was called The Art of War. He was quite a great teacher about strategy, and says the greatest leader does not lead from the front of the troops, nor do they lead from behind. The great leader leads from within. And it's in this way the true and righteous power of a group, community, or relationship is actualized, and great things can be accomplished. Achieving harmony in your projects with others or in your personal relationships is now required for your spirit to flourish. This is accomplished by actions that have the constituents of honesty, sincerity, and integrity. In your times of intimacy, respect those moments as sacred, ceremonial, and a balance between light and dark, yin and yang. Honor the feminine embolden the hero. Just open up the anima and animus. It's called conjunctio, right? It's the conjunction of the male and female. And when we're in that place of intimacy, it's got to be respected. You know, everybody gets to be taken care of. Everybody gets to be looked after. And you're leading from within. That's the move, see? If you're a leader, or if your leaders are well prepared, that when met with ignorance or arrogance, they maintain inner discipline and are examples to all. So we see that. Maybe it's in our family. Maybe it's in our work. Being examples, a shining light. When people gather together, it's natural. There'll be conflict that can raise issues of jealousy, the quest for control, the quest for power. It happens. It's human. Conflict creates energy. And it's the task of the leader, the head of the clan, to convert the energy created by conflict into a positive force that can lead all concerned to their personal goals and to the goals of the tribe, right? The goals of the collective. To do this, the leader must remain calm, devoted, and centered, and move with integrity, with compassion, with kindness. Keep in mind that these lessons do not only apply to your outer world, but are also an awesome arsenal to have with you on your inner journey. That spiritual walk to the divine that takes you on the road less traveled, that leads to clarity of your inner life, clarity of your intent. And your intent's got to be clear when you're moving forward. That don't be lazy at that one, man. Don't be sloppy. Be right on and say, okay, well, this is what I intend, you know. And, you know, I intend for the greater good. Of course, that's important. We also have intention for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, for our community, for our earth, right? In our earth is where we come to being of service. We come to service with a sense of love, a sense of being. It's all part of it, you see. It's in this ritual space that you expose to self the lies that you've lived with, the lies you've told, and forgive yourself as you embrace your personal shadow. The shadow self holds a lot of energy. Don't ignore it. Honor it. And so when it does come out, you've got a friend to come out. You don't want to get surprised. An action like this resolves the fear and the doubts that have become obstacles to your desires and your dreams and your peace of mind, right? We just shift it, see? A great leader may not necessarily be recognized as a leader at the time. Okay, think about that. Leadership, as all great tacticians know, are often achieved invisibly, without outward acknowledgement and requiring no reward. You know, they don't need to have their ego pumped up. You know, you're good, you're great, because it's done maybe in a stealth way, but it's done so nobody's calling attention to it, you know? It's like not the time to be that shining light of overconfidence, right? Kind of being yourself there, not coming on too strong. See, it's a correct attitude that the ego of your fellow pilgrims are not challenged. There's going to be completion. There's going to be love and abundance, and that's assured. But you're going to be there. And, you know, you say, well, I'm not a leader in this situation, but, you know, an aspect of you is. Maybe you're a leader in your friendship, your town, your family, or even with yourself on your own journey. That's a part of loving ourselves and knowing that we are enough, right? We're enough no matter where we are. Okay, look, say this with me. And say it all together. I want to hear it. You 30,000, 40,000 people out there listening, I want you to hear this. I am enough. I am enough. That's it. Open up that doorway where you find that you are enough and that you don't have to give quarter to anybody as you move forward. These are simple directions. These are the requisites for correct leadership that will lead to a prosperous outcome, lifting this fog that's there that we've given ourselves as an excuse on the road to abundance, to satisfaction and completion, all can be brought into clarity of your inner vision with proper behavior. Don't let the ego win, right? No, it's there. Recognize it like we recognize a shadow. But it's not about taking over. It's about being sensible, about being humble. This vision is governed by your intuition. And that's the place where you converse in symbol. That's where you're speaking in symbol. That's where you're speaking in prayer. That's where you're speaking in tongues. That's where you're speaking in sign with the divine, right? Knowing what's there, you have that thought. And I think something is coming, boy, and you see a sign on the road. Maybe it's an animal. Maybe it's a sign, a real sign. Or maybe it's just something that appears to you or comes to you through another person. Note well that in these days on this vital pathway, you're going to be challenged. There's no doubt about it. We do get challenged, but meet these challenges with calmness and with strength and have the attitude of the sage. A joyous dancing spirit will show itself and will be your loving companion as you move forward, and you move forward in the understanding of you are enough. And that's so good to know, because love and contentment are revealed. As you move this haze that has doubt, right? The haze of fear, haze of doubt, it will lift and you can see again. See with your senses that you've been working on. As you're going through this, focus on touch. Focus on sound. Focus on vision. Focus on fragrance and on your sight. See, these are all meant to enliven you at this crossroads in your life. And they're there waiting for you. You don't need anybody to give you anything if you're focusing on your touch or the sounds you're hearing, your vision, your fragrances that are around you, your sight about what you see. Feel the earth beneath your feet as you walk in gratitude for the gifts of nature and of Gaia. Wonderful sage Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh does walking meditation where you're really mindful and you see yourself walking. Feel your feet and see where your feet are going. We don't pay enough attention. That's mindfulness, you see. Stillness right now, that's your ally in this quest for the truth. In the stillness of your practice, you can quiet those critical aspects of the ego that attempt to take you out of your true course, right? Telling you you're this, not good enough, and that's that thing. When you're hearing you're not good enough, it's not true. It's a lie. And look, we are these human bodies. The basics is we're only meant for one thing, which is to reproduce a species. It's all complicated. It's quite a system, but it's meant to reproduce a species. So if we look at something that's meant to reproduce a species, there's nowhere there can be negative information coming in. So that's all the ego. Why we have it, who knows? Know that anything negative you hear that relates to you is a lie. And in this knowing, you take away the power of that critical voice of the ego, and you become free, and free to love, and free to let yourself be loved. And that's what it's about. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself be loved. And that's where we go, as we do, as we walk, and as we have that place within us where we are loved and we are loving. And that's what takes us there. This is about trust now. And who is it you trust? You trust yourself. And you step back in joyful dignity as you adhere to the softness and the dignity of the warrior in concert with all, right? Who's the leader of the band? You're the leader. And the one your tribe and inner sage have been waiting to appear. And look, it doesn't mean you got to, step out to the front. It's not what that's about. But if you're inside and working inside your world, your community, your relationship, and you're operating in the ways that the I Ching is talking to us about, with dignity, with compassion, with truth, and clearing up the lies that we're telling yourself. That's what it's about right now. It's about making these changes and allowing yourself to change. The haiku this week: Mistrals are blowing, walking on the razor's edge, testing heart and mind. Yeah. So I'll leave you with that this week. There's going to be more reminders before the beautiful workshops in Big Sur. They're coming up in May. Book that time out so you can come. And you know, these readings that I do are from my translation of the I Ching, which is called The New Earth I Ching, and it's on Amazon. And it's a small book made to be something you can carry with you and that you can approach it. And all the instructions are there on how to get there and how to go inside, right? Because that's what we're looking at now. We're looking at making it easy, right? Because it's got to be easy in order to really work. Not complicated. Not in a way that makes you doubt yourself. It's about being there, being together. And like the sages say, the old Hopi masters, the old Hopi leaders, you are the one that you've been waiting for, and that is the truth. Well, listen, I love you. I sign off here, February 17th. I'm recording this. So I'm signing off for now. This is my birthday today. Is that message? So I want to send you a lot of love. Open up your hearts. Be the one that you've been waiting for. Don't take shit from anybody. Stand up for yourself. Amen. In la kesha lakin. I am the other you. And I like it that way. Namaste, my brothers. Namaste, my sisters. Namaste to they who are there walking the line in gender identification. Walking the line, the front lines. You know, we got warriors out there. You know, making it, you know, there's nothing exact. It's all there for us to enjoy in any way that we see. So I tell you again that I love you. And in la kesha lakin. I am the other you. And I like it that way. Yes, I do.